Good morning. Starting in a couple minutes. Good morning. We'll get going in a few minutes. Starting in 2 minutes. Good morning. What's up? What's up? Good morning. First like. Nice one. Mr. Knox, I'll miss today and yesterday, sadly, but saw the London hour trade yesterday. Yeah. I looked at markets Monday and couldn't work out a direction, so it was good to see you said Smart Money was having a break. Very good. Yes, I said if you're not, yeah, there you go. Yep. Good one. Because, yeah, I'm thinking people might be just thinking they're missing something. There's nothing to miss, right? Good morning, Mr. Carbon. You just watch yourself. What's up? We'll get going in a minute. Ha. Just nobody ask him what is dragon. Just don't fall for it. I gotta go watch D's. Let's see. How are you, sir? I'm very good. I actually exercised kind of a lot today, which I haven't done much movement since my back surgery. I'm feeling strong. Caught any good scallops. Hey. Thailand in the house. Welcome. Everything good, yes. Yes, I won't, Wixie. Yeah. Well, you know what? I got my kid, what's it called? The game. Just Dance. I purchased Just Dance today. And, yeah. You're correct, Carbon. Looking fresh today. See, thank you. All right, to the charts. I didn't check news. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. News. Yeah. Preliminary, or whatever they call it now. ADP. Yeah, first week of the month thing is in effect already, even though tomorrow's the first, right? So, yeah. Well, we'll see if some higher volume starts to hit off of that, and maybe after that, you have a different situation going forward. And tomorrow, not that I really looked today much, but I'm assuming we're still kind of in that low volume stuff. But we'll see what may be leading up to this for some sort of projection on what might happen at that time of day. We'll observe and see if they're maybe confidently positioning for something for that time of day, right? We will see. Because that kind of becomes the focus. The activity is going to pick up. Money will be made when money will be lost, right? at around 8:30 New York time. Fortunes made, fortunes lost. Big money, no whammies. There you go. Yeah, Wix, I saw the test. Nice one. Wasn't a big move. Was it big enough? That's what she said. So what are the monthly news stages? Like first week is explosive or whatever, 3-week collar. I don't think too much in cycles like that. The whole month, really. It's always that first week can be weird. Especially tomorrow and of course Friday. And a lot of people who trade Fridays just don't trade the first Friday of the month. Even regular Friday traders, unlike me, will take that day off. So, but after that, it's all good. Middle of the month, end of the month, that's all good. Whatever. I don't have a particular take on it after that. I just don't like interest rate decisions. Otherwise, I'm good. All right, let's see what's going on. So London hour trade. Our levels are set in 4 minutes on that. Yeah, well, that was your idea to apply it to gold. Keep testing that. Looking good. I think the euro dollar just didn't set up. Am I correct? There was no setup there. Which of course happens. I think it was like a high volume breakout or something on the euro, right? On the euro dollar. So there was just no trade. I don't know if you were watching that Wixie or not. Deepak, hello, welcome. All right, I should get to the analysis, right? Let's do it. Euro dollar, we're still here. Wow, amazing. We're still here. So, yesterday we're here this time of day saying, yeah, this is not the best thing to trade right now. Maybe other opportunities elsewhere. Hey, look where we are now. Same price area. What happened in between? I gotta darken this a little bit. Is that gonna work? No. It's the highest volume of the day that led to really no result. And it's kind of all over the place. Down bar, up bar, medium, middle bar. What happened there? Maybe we get a clue. What time was that? Okay. It's coming in as strength. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I mean, again, backing out, we're in this sideways chop. But at least you can point to clearly more demand than supply in this area, right? And there was some buying here yesterday. That was a level that's typically going to reveal buying, right? We already know that. New low prices. That was your support beforehand. And so, right, we were actually talking yesterday while we're sitting here. Well, this will tell us about sellers, right? It's the same deal. And the lower prices told us about buyers, and they actually showed up, and the 5-minute backed that up. Okay. So it may look the same, but it's not as bad, right? Now that looks kind of like weakness, right? But that's why you got to check the 5-minute and really see where that volume took place. Just to be clear, because at first it looks like just a mix of buying and selling, but then when you get in there, that's where that weakness would have been, and the volume, it's not sticking out like the buying. This potentially could have been, but look at the result. There's actually some pretty strong buying through that selling, kind of absorbed it, and it went away. This is just a low volume down move and end of the day. So there was some buying in there. Okay, so we finally have a bit of a direction. Some late day buying too down there. Look at that. We have a bit of more of a direction then. I guess we can call it accumulation, right? So to speak. Even though it's just kind of coming off of that quiet period, stuck period. What's up in the chat? Yeah, hang out, and once I get through the analysis, answer questions. I might end up answering it as I go through. Yeah. Well, the short answer is, where are they interested? Well, they want to buy low and sell high, and typically think of where stop losses are, where they can get people on the wrong side of the trade, fake breakout patterns, and that's a big one. So we just pointed that out, that people that bought through here have stop losses. All right, they sell, and the smart money buys that up. So there's a reason why you get this pattern so much. So it's tied in also with that, which you might not think if you haven't heard that before. Yeah, that's the game. This also attracts people to sell on a breakout, and they'll buy from those people. So like it's certain maneuvers. That's one example. And we have 50 to 618 Fibonacci zone is very telling about what they're up to. But we'll talk more about it. Yeah. Yes. Even the moving averages point out where we can find out information about buying and selling. So it's kind of a long explanation, but we'll hang out and we'll talk about it. So with some bullishness in the background, at least, it's not as bad as it looks now. And we'll see maybe if that's backing up that stuff today so far. Well, yeah, it's trending up. New high ground for the day. Well, there goes the bullishness, huh? Oh, London hour trade is 401. All right, we'll get right back to that. Uh-oh. Is it doing it? Let's see. I have my levels right? Yeah. That is confirming. That is running away, and I'm going to miss it. It's 401. Jeez. It didn't wait a second, did it? Oh, my God. Pound yen. Where's my high? No, that one I didn't even mark yet. It's just, oh, my God. I'm marking my levels as the trade is just leaving me. The bottom doesn't even matter. Wow. So there's the entry. It just flew by. Oh my gosh. I was supposed to be buying here. I'm not going to jump in it now. For those who don't know, this trade entry, I have to wait till the top of the hour. Which was literally a minute before I actually clicked over here and saw, and oh, I missed the entry. It literally happened the second you were able to get in, it's set up. If it had set up a minute earlier, 5 minutes earlier, it wouldn't be an entry. Oh my God, I missed it. Did anyone get it? Did everybody miss the entry here? That was so fast. Man. Look how fast that went. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at this. This is yeah, okay. That's 5 minutes early. Okay. No, I had the time off by 5 minutes. It went 5 minutes early. Okay, right. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at this going, okay, it went right away, but actually that break is 5 minutes too early to enter. It's actually would be now on this one, which is very chasey. Yeah. But the breakout looks really good, but it was 5 minutes too early. Okay. So I didn't miss it. It would have to be on this close, which is now just, as far as entry, too extreme, too far away. Yeah. Okay. And let me check my level. Yeah, I kind of rushed. Well, that's right there on GU, 305. Okay. And then the high on pound yen. Oh, you're right. You're right. Wait, 3. Oh, no, that's the high. Okay, and then... Got you. Right. Okay. Now I have it right. Wixie, am I right now? Okay. Well, it could be the short if it's high volume, right? Let me check. Okay. There, yeah, I did that right. Okay. The reason why I don't just simply do it on a 1 hour chart is because then when you zoom in, it's actually off on TradingView. I hate that. Not like MT4, unless I snap it, whatever. All right, so now I have the level right. Okay. I'm catching up to what you guys probably already know. All right. My brain's working now. That would be an entry because the volume is so high on the attempted break. Fairly high. Okay. Yeah, I got it together. What are my rules on my own trade again? Oh, yeah. So, there it is. Yeah. Okay. So if this is one of the options on this entry of this trade. Again, if you're new, there's a video showing, it's called the London hour trade. Okay. Now that volume is certainly high enough for this to be a short on a fake breakout. We'll see how that develops. When it comes to these fake breakouts, the faster they are, the better. Ideally, you want a 2-candle pattern where this actually closes back into range. But if not, we'll assess. It looks like a trap, right? It does. High volume, closing in the middle. Let's see the 1 minute. Is the high volume focused at the high price in the 1 minute? Yes, it is. Yes. And here, let's see if this price area right now, just seeing the close-up 1 minute, since we might be going short, do they continue to sell at this price area here? This dropped a bit in volume, but let's see if maybe we start to come down soon and get a fake breakout. Now, if we close higher on decreased volume, it's a bit mixed, and it might actually be a real breakout, right? But it doesn't matter because that's not an entry. Okay. All right, well, this isn't closing for another 3 minutes. Maybe it gets squashed down on high volume, right, and still does a fake break for entry. If it closes up on low volume, it's likely a real breakout, so we just have to see. So finishing off with just going through the main analysis. It looks like the US dollar is going to be weak today. Things are going to move up against it. The yen as well? Well, maybe. Yeah. We'll get to that. So, yeah, again, we found back here that there was actually some strength in the background. We're trending up today. Oops, sorry, I meant to do euro dollar. Strength in the background. Today so far is basically an uptrend. But I don't want to chase it, of course, here at this point, unless it's like a scalp entry. Let's see the result of this high volume. Okay. So there is some selling into the up move. There's not just this total lack of supply, but the markup style buying is pretty aggressive. Right? You see sell activity coming in against you. You see a lot of effort with very little result. And then they resume pushing, right? That's not a great situation where, right, we want an imbalance. If we're going long, we don't want sell activity high. If we're going short, we don't want buy activity high. They're both high, so. But technically, the London hour trade obviously has no entry here. Exactly. We see correct. No trade there. But at least we got some action. We'll see where it leads. Yep. Now, if you go back to what it is and put aside, I don't think I would really, about the time of day, I don't know. But if you put aside the London hour entry timing, look at the low volume on the breakout. And that's what my eyes went to initially. And I'm like, oh, this is it. It's a low volume, right? Forget London hour trade for a second. It's just simply resistance where supply just completely disappeared here. That's why it popped up, not because, sudden buy activity. It was just the selling really dried up. And that's the low volume breakout saying it's likely a real breakout. So like that entry aside, because that's 5 minutes too early for that particular trade, but the pattern is there. That actually, if you're looking for this no supply break kind of thing, is there. So, I mean, by this point, you would have been in anyway. And you would have been worried about sellers, but it's actually playing out pretty well. Okay, well, that's the situation there, which doesn't give an entry right now. And, of course, there's going to be some days where it doesn't. If you're getting a London hour trade every day, you're not doing it right. Okay, so we'll see about how much I even really trust this up move since there is supply coming in against it, right? You got to see both sides of it, right? Do you really trust this? Is there a lack of supply, right? I don't trust it. Again, Euro had some demand in the background. We'll take it as it comes, but you all see it. This isn't a healthy up move that has signs of strength today, leading to low volume higher up, and it's just all out of balance. Lots of demand, little supply, and we're simply bullish based on good reasoning there. They're selling into this, right? So, just facts. We didn't go through accumulation and dry up all the supply and do all that stuff, right? It's kind of just battling it out. But we'll see if an imbalance shows up a little better. But the nature of the up move, right, is not as good as it looks, right? You see it. It's not as good as it looks. So what's up here as far as levels? Yeah, the sloppy range. Whatever. Look at the yen pairs. So where are we on this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we shorted yesterday into that. There was the low, which was pretty much the trade there, and then we have a fake break, bullish pattern. Things are kind of, leaning bullish, but not because it's really gone healthy and have an imbalance to the upside, but a bit. Yeah, similar situation here. right, to the euro dollar. Where it's not the most trustworthy up move. So it's kind of a wait and see. It's this one. It's middle of the range. Just loves to be there. Again, similar situation here. They all kind of look similar, right? Maybe a bit of strength in the background, maybe not. And then this uptrend today, since the beginning of the day, and this push up now that's hitting some supply, and it's not the most trustworthy up move. Just facts, right? So that's what it is right now. What trade would you take? If you can't answer in 3 seconds, then there's no trade. Unless you're going to invent one right now. But the key is to see the imbalance, right? Supply-demand imbalance. And right now we're seeing markup-style buying, right? Buying in such a way to push price up. And then the volume's excessive into those higher prices, saying that selling is also coming in against that. For all that market activity, we should have moved up even more, but we actually stop. So that says supply is pushing against it. What was the example in Master of the Markets we heard yesterday? It's like if you're the accelerator, the gas pedal on your car, right? You're giving a lot of energy, a lot of effort. And then as a result, you're actually not really moving, right? From that point, we're still hanging around the high of that candle bar. Didn't really go anywhere. So it's like a resistant force against it, right? That's the way Master of the Market says it. Yeah, you get the point. Yeah, relatively high volume every pair. So you see, yeah, the correlation is there, which is nice. I like that. But yeah, long story short, the up move here is not as good as it looks, right? And there's not really an imbalance and a lack of supply and high volume demand to say, this is a clearly clean bullish situation. It's not that, right? We could see that. It could become that. It could clean up. We'll see what develops, but that's what it is at this moment. And again, what trade do you take in that environment? Nothing, right? You wait. But at least we're moving. We got some action. Good morning, good morning. How to understand that smart money is now selling off? Well, hopefully what I just explained kind of answers it. I'm not sure when you typed that, but I was just saying, right? If the volume's high and you're not making much progress, right? If you look at these two, they're similar in size, right? This one's maybe a little bigger. This one, right? But the volume is really high, which means that the price jumped around a lot. Tick activity, right? So if it's jumping around a lot, there's a lot of buying and selling. Now, if there's a lot of buying and selling, how good is this up move? Would you want to be in it? Right? So that's kind of the short version. I'd rather be buying when higher prices are not showing a resistance to that move, activity-wise, right? It would be nice to see it on medium volume and make progress. And if volume increases, we would want the progress to speed up. Otherwise, you got selling coming in, right? Makes sense. But if you want to learn this stuff, I got it from, VSA, volume spread analysis, Wyckoff, and kind of worked it into what I'm doing. I use a lot of it, but not exactly the same. So the London hour trade did not give a setup today, in case you missed that. We had a breakout, but the volume was high, and that's the point of what we're talking about anyway today. Not a trustworthy up move. Now, if at some point we see higher prices, without that volume issue, then could look to buy on a retracement especially if that shows strength. So we'll see how it develops. That's the story so far. Santa Claus rally. Santa Claus rally? Coming in London Open. What's the Santa Claus rally? A lot of supply of gifts. High volume, yes. Okay, due to high volume top, what do you mean? Yes, exactly. I wouldn't scalp long. Yeah, no. Long story short, yeah, we don't trust. To summarize, we don't trust the up move right now. It could become trustworthy if we start moving around. Higher prices show low volume. What else in the chat? Like green candles are at resistance, and with high volume, it means smart money is now start selling. Is the question? Yes. Well, you think of selling into up moves. Yeah, selling in large amounts. So when others are buying, you're able to do that. So you'll see the initial selling come in on green or blue candles or bars. Correct. And that's basic VSA stuff. I didn't invent it at all. And it's just facts about the market. You call it VSA, call it whatever. So yeah, if you're interested in that, study that stuff. Actually, join the Discord and link in the description. And I share educational material in there. I just posted that whole thing. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. It's called a Santa Claus rally. Okay, the end of the year rally. Santa Claus rally. Thanks, Wixie. You're teaching me. I don't think I heard that term. Or at least I forgot. So Santa Claus rally describes a sustained increase in the stock market that occurs the week leading up to, well, that's not yet, up to Christmas. However, there seems to be some disagreement over whether these rallies happen in the week leading up or if it's the week after Christmas. All right, well, it's too soon for Santa Claus rally. It's not even December. We'll see what happens. So, two issues with the up move that make me not trust it. First of all is the volume's high. We just talked about that. Second thing is, where's the cause? Where's the building up of, right, as it's called, the cause of the move? The pre-positioning long, right? The plan to be buying. Yeah, we saw some yesterday. Yeah, what about all that opportunity to buy and nobody did anything? They're not excited buyers. So you don't have the cause of the move. I think Wyckoff would say cause, right? The pre-positioning, accumulation, whatever you want to call it. And then the up move is being sold into. So it's fool's gold here, this up move. If it ends up going up without me, that's just hindsight. Who knew? Probability-wise, it's not very trustworthy. And again, it could clean up. We'll see. But that is right what it is right now. Fool's gold on the up move. Yes, that's what I think. Well, that's what the chart is suggesting, isn't it? Volume doesn't really matter. You know, in the end, I don't need the colors. I don't need any indicators. Nice to look at. You know, we're in the Christmas spirit. I don't know. But I just like this at a glance because, you know, if it's going to be high volume on an up move, it's going to show red. And, you know, the lower down moves show green. You don't really need it, but you could. Sometimes it's completely wrong, you know. So, whatever. UJ? I don't really trade UJ, but yes, let's see. What, for a long scalp? I don't trade UJ. They have a weird relationship. If it's maybe 100% clean setup, maybe I would take something. Yeah, I don't love this. No. But maybe you're saying a scalp. Not terrible, but yeah, I don't like UJ. And again, what I was just saying about the market is an overall condition of a bit of a clash. That's just what it is right now with things. Probably including the dollar and the yen versus each other. We need some imbalance. What kind of volume is better in a 14 EMA test? It depends what the situation is. If we're talking about strength on a down move, let's say there was strength, and then you're moving up to test it, you want low volume. You're testing for supply, no demand. Low volume is good on the test of 14 EMA. Tends to occur around there after strength or weakness. If you know what automatic rally is, a lot of times you'll see it there. In the situation where, for like now, we could test it here and continue off of that. Volume tends to be flat and nothing exciting, but the behavior with the actual candle pattern type of behavior is more what I look at if I was looking for this trade, which, as I said, I don't trust right now. But if it tests that tends to not really matter. If you go below that, then you're going to want to see strength to confirm bullishness. 50 fib, 50 moving EMA. But here, on a simple small retracement, it tends to be flat. It's not really low enough to attract demand that you may want for a long trade. It's not really low enough for that, price-wise. So that's how I use it. Good morning, Bill. What's the reason for that? Well, the dollar and the yen, I like when they're driving the market. Remember their role in things, right? So trading one against the other has nothing to do with that. That whole thing that I like is when, right? The U.S. dollar and the yen are driving things, and they're similar. It's not to say you can't trade it, but it's a different relationship. It's like the two drivers versus each other. So we'll see how this shapes up. The best thing to see to really know, okay, is this up move going to become trustworthy at all to get in maybe on a retracement, is the new high ground, and volume, really the lower the better, saying weakness selling is no longer coming in. Maybe it'll be higher up, and you don't have to worry about it on a scalp or whatever. So like new high ground here, right? The lower the volume is, the more it's likely going to continue to whatever's next. It's a little off. Is that the only one? Yeah. We'll see what happens into new high ground. Be the next piece of information. It could close up, right, near the high on low volume. That tells us the supply is not there. The sellers have backed off and they're likely up higher. And you'll get another leg up. Or you could see, especially with this stuff that built up, high volume rejection, right? And then expect it would come down, especially if there's a lack of demand. So that'll be the next telling thing in this so far untrustworthy up move. Not a trade yet today, Mr. Test Example. We looked at the London hour trade, right? That had no entry. And then now this up move, so maybe a bit of strength in the background, but not much as far as the background cleaning up yet. And then we see this up move generally correlated. That's just seeing a bit of too much supply to even trust trying to get long yet. So nothing yet. No song in background today. You actually miss it? Maybe I should put something. The copyright strike. Yeah, no, I end up usually playing stuff I can get away with. No, actually, if you search royalty free, it's a scam because you'll get a ton of videos. I think these are AI made. This is AI music even. It's so spammy. You get a ton of videos that are 100% royalty free. You can use it, right? And then you use it, and then you immediately get the copyright claim. And so they dupe people into putting in their videos. And if I got, let's say I got 500,000 views on it, somebody gets 500,000 views on a video, and they didn't realize that was a lie and it's not copyright free, that person makes all that money, right? Or at least most of it, or half of it, and it's a scam. %100% royalty-free lo-fi, made by AI to trick you into using it. It's thousands of those videos. All right, so let's see what I can do. Same songs as yesterday. I don't know. This computer doesn't have my old playlist. One second. Black screen for 1 second. No, this isn't it. Screen coming back. I just got to find something here. Wrong one. Okay, it must be this one. Okay. All right, something. Now I got to switch my audio. Hold on. Okay. So what are we doing? Pulling back in this untrustworthy up move. Okay. I'm just seeing all this as a wait and see situation. Sometimes we get trades early, sometimes we don't. But as I explained, I don't trust the up move for reasons I explained. I want to see what comes next. Whether price moves up or down, we'll get some information. It kind of got stuck. Here we'll see, is it a break test continuation? Is it a fake breakout pattern? It's just kind of volume dropping, which suggests maybe we can actually come back down off of supply and lack of demand. But if we can 14 EMA test, right, and previous resistance turn support, a little lower we can find out there. A little lower or a little higher, right? Let's just let it tell us. Well, so much more clear 4K rise and shine. What's that? Waiting is the most difficult part in trading, says test example. I guess I used to be that way. Not anymore. I guess you get to a point where I think not. After a while. What the example I always use? Is it difficult for you to wait to cross the street if cars are there? If it says don't walk, is it difficult to wait? No, because you don't want bad things to happen. But I don't want to lose money. Happy to wait. What's important in trading psychology or trade analysis? What's important in trading psychology or trade analysis? Or? A loaded question. Knowledge and balls. Patience. See what we get. Did you do a lot of back testing back in the days? Me? Yes. All weekend, all the time. Yeah. Many, many, many hours for a long time. So wait and see situation. Forex tester, yeah, if you can get something. The thing is, with the way I trade, it's like multiple time frames, or at least two. So it's kind of hard to just do it on the fly, like if there's some sort of software that helps you with that, yeah. I don't know if that even helps you with that, but it's probably better than just winging it and scrolling back. Risk management confidence. For me, at least I could say, around risk management, if you have a small account, it may be different, but 1 to 2%, 2% max is kind of the magic risk, because if you take a few losses, which is rare, probably chill out after 2. You're not doing any major damage, and you're not shrinking your lot size down to keep your risk in check, and you uphill battle. But management is like, for me, based on what I'm seeing on the chart, So it's like there's never any like, built-in set and forget kind of target or something. But what is built in is at least a 1-to-1. That's highly probable, or else I wouldn't get in it. But yeah, practice. You build confidence. Also, getting out of trades that don't look good, even if they're not really far in drawdown. Could be down 10 pips. Your stop's 25 pips, but you're down 10, and something looked really bad on the chart. Maybe you close half. If it turns out a winner, okay, you make less. But you listen to the chart. Yeah, so things like that help me. You think gold is going up? I would bet it's a bit mixed, like everything. I only swing trade, and yes, I did buy some like 2 months ago or something. Along with silver. Well, what's the background high volume? That's the first thing we want to see. Where the hell did my 1 hour just go? Okay. Yeah, it's that same sideways ass that we've been looking at. Sloppy range. And then some demand came in yesterday. So, yeah, leaning bullish now. More likely to move up. It's not something I would say is 100%, very high probability. But you did get some, right? This is all correlated. I don't even have to look at the 5-minute. Some buying finally show up yesterday on volume. Some. Basically weak US dollar. How's silver going? Oh, that's nice. I bought here. I've been telling you guys this stuff, so yeah. Down in this range. I'm swing trading this and I'm holding it. Okay, very nice. And gold, around the same time. Some really high volume buying here. Start accumulating again. Fake break. Just started buying oil again, working my way in. So what's happening here? So as far as this projection, 14 EMA rejection and continuation up, this right here. Basically, a lot of you know this, some of you know this. The lower the volume, the better into these high prices before you take this trade. The lower the better. And you can see it's coming off of, this is a little earlier. It's not quite the high, but the lower the better, so it's not great. Right? It could have been like this stuff. So you can look at the behavior here and see if maybe it's very clean and convincing. Obviously right now it's not. If it just blows through it, it wouldn't be a setup anyway. But because of that, right, saying the lower the better volume, you say, okay, not a great trade. It would be nice if it was like this stuff, volume-wise. And yeah, it looks like it's not even going to set up. It's just going to go down, so. There would be testing back to the old high of the day, and we'll see what happens there. But what I say, untrustworthy up move, right? Untrustworthy up move. There it is. The chart told us. How many people just got long? A lot. Guy named Eddie. Fictional character. Chases bad trades. Well, we trap some people long, right? If we come down more, we'll maybe hit their stop loss. Mr. Dean, how are you? Welcome back. Let me get back to the chat here, since I'm definitely not jumping in a trade right now. But yeah, Forex tester, back testing, weekends, whatever. Yep. It's all good when you're in that learning phase, which can last a long time. Takes a while. The more you do it, the better you get. And then you make it look easy. And you don't think about it 90% of the time. But first you got to get to that point. Yeah, multiple time frame. My problem for a long time was winning in the morning, giving back later in the day, too much in front of the charts. If I'm up for the day, even if it's one trade, I'm like, try to take a bone from a dog. I don't want to give that up. This chart better convince me to take another trade. Yesterday, after that win, I was going to only risk half of that if I got another setup, which I didn't. So either way, I end up with profit. I like to end the day with profit and protect it. So yeah, you got to know when to stop. Yeah. If you're over trading, you might want the fun out of it or the thrill out of it, which of course you got to drop that whole thing. It's just business. Listen to the chart. But yeah, maybe you need a cutoff point. Yeah, I'm sure that's a common problem when people are up and they just lose it by staying too long and over trading and getting too confident. I'm sure, obviously it's a thing people deal with. Gain confidence a lot by seeing trades going successful. Yes. Next setup was, yep. The more you see it, the more confident you get, obviously, yeah. Which news is more have volatility today, 8:15 or 8:30? I'm just kind of grouping them together in my mind. I'm just thinking as one thing. After 8:30, then we'll see what's going on. But between 8:15 and 8:30, I wouldn't do anything anyway. So let's just see. If there's a setup at 8:25, I'm not taking it either way, right? So by 8:45, you could have a good conclusion as to what's going on. You also have this. So, okay, maybe we'll get some real deal stuff today. Get some volume back on the chart. Get some positioning. A clean phase, Wyckoff phase identified. It'll come back. Again, at the latest Friday, because we know that volume's going to be high. And that can set it for the next week going forward, the background. What do you think about funding rate? How do you analyze? I don't do fundamentals. We were just talking about this yesterday. What's the short version? If the chart tells me buy on bad news and sell on good news, I'll do that. Whatever the chart says. Charts are facts. Fundamentals are way too much speculation. And when it goes the opposite way it's supposed to, the fundamentalists say, oh, it was already priced in. Oh, they always have their way out. No fundamentals for me. You can predict news moves with the best of them if you know how to read a chart. That's what I think. Chart reader against fundamental trader, right? Let's see who predicts the news move. That would be interesting. Hit the like, yes. Appreciate that. Yesterday we had hit the like for, 45 pips made in the first hour. Today is the like button for telling you not to trust the up move. There you go. There you go. This guy's hanging out, but for the most part, yep. So I said Eddie went long, and now it's going to go after his stop losses. Now we have some order to the market. We have Eddie on the wrong side. We got a few Eddies that went long. Where are their stop losses? All right. Bring order to the galaxy. No. So your means we can only focusing on live data. That's all I do. Price and volume. Everything else is extra information that in the end doesn't really matter to me when taking trades. How do you go about learning volume in trading Forex? Well, you can watch my YouTube videos. They are completely free, of course. And there's a lot of information. And where I got that stuff, I didn't invent it. I got most of it from Master the Markets, Tom Williams. So I learned that stuff. I kept a lot of it the same, but I don't use their terms. I don't use their sequences. I do some things a little different. And also check out Wyckoff, Richard Wyckoff. So if you study that stuff, watch my videos, that's all you need. And look at the chart and practice. Yep. I remember when I started out, it was a total mystery to me. But I knew there's some value there, and I had to figure this out. Total mystery. This guy's behaving maybe... if this closes up fairly wide and closing near the high, it's not a lot of room for a scalp. Then it's likely going to try to break within a bar or two after that. Because there was some strength coming in. Now, I said it's not a trustworthy move, but the reason why I'm pointing this out is, see how the volume dropped up here as far as selling going on to the up move? Really low volume here. And then you see buying into this. So getting to this point shouldn't be too hard as far as a scalp. Any sellers interested would probably wait till this point right now, if they know what they're doing. And that's 10 pips. Do I trust the up move? You know, like I said. At least volume dropped on that. But still. Could have been cleaner. It's not the worst trade. It's not the greatest. Maybe I'll put something small. Let's see if we can pull away kind of confidently. Quick little scalp, maybe. There's probably sellers lurking just at that high, just above the high. So that would be a quick and slightly risky thing to do. Yeah, I'll put a little position on it. Why not? I do like the pretty aggressive buying on the last two candles. So I put a little position on that long. I stop right below there. Little scalp, small risk. And then it could, bam, hit sellers up there. So, you know, it is what it is. It's likely to pop up. Put like a 10 pip stop on this thing. Small risk. But like I said, it's the volume low here, and then this rejection on increased volume. And you see the way it closed up. That makes it, again, just likely to do that. After that, who the heck knows? But I'd put a small risk on this. This is not the cleanest thing. But let's see if I can get a pop up and just move my stop to break even and see what I could get. Yeah, you see some buying coming in here. We got some mixed conditions. Let's see the index. Yeah. A little small risk scalp. That's about all I'm willing to do at the moment. I didn't bet the farm there. Wixie, UJ? Did you actually take the trade? Oh. All right, Wixie. You know what you're doing. Was there anything actually wrong with it? No, it was just that I don't like trading UJ, but okay. No, you didn't have weakness. This volume led to higher prices pretty quick. So, okay, good. Yeah, scalp UJ. Go for it then. Good stuff. You took it with little risk. All right, cool. Made a little something. Like, on principle, again, you know, I explained why I don't, but hey, a pattern is a pattern, and if it plays out there just like normal, then so be it. Good. All right. Again, I don't trust this very much. I didn't put a big position. I'm looking for this to pop up 5 more pips, and I'll just move my stop to break even. This is like worth getting in with a small risk, and then just protect that shit, you know. If all these volumes were low here, then I wouldn't be saying that. That's the issue. But we did get that, and then again some buying. I could even at this point put my stop below here, tiny risk, at like 19. So that would be like a 6 pip stop, right? So small risk stuff here. Let's see if it can pop up. Dollar index want to come down? Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's tell you, that's a lot to read at the moment, so I'll get to that. Like I say with these scalps, normally when you pull away, right, that move is usually pretty soon after. So if it's not behaving, I could just close it. Looking for that quick pop up that normally happens in this pattern once it pulls away from the 14 EMA. If it can't do it, maybe I'll manage it. The pound? Yeah. Less strong pound, or at least a pound-driven move, right? Euro is going the other way. Kind of things are all over the place. Correlation-wise, last couple of candles. But yeah, I'm into keeping my risks small. If we get below the low of this, and I don't immediately see buying and rejection, I'll probably just close it for -5 or whatever on a small position. That's fine, because the scalp is supposed to kind of do its thing. If you're gonna scalp, right, you gotta cut small and keep the losses small. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to scalp. It's gonna be a losing game if you don't keep the losses small, right? Let's see what you're asking there. Let me tell you how I can take trades. So first I analyze the chart, and after that I see funding rate. For example, yesterday I'm planning to trade in crypto, and I clearly see that smart money is now start selling, but I see the funding rate before taking trade. And that's where I confused and did not take. And then after that price goes down and I missed the trade. I'm not even sure how to answer that. If you want to learn how I trade, I suggest watch my videos. I'm not paying attention to any sort of funding rate or any sort of fundamentals whatsoever. Chart reading, facts off a chart, and high probability moves will appear. So watch my videos if you want to learn how I trade, because I'm not sure specifically. Yes. Mr. Dean. Hey, Pete, did you take London Open Trade today? I did not. There was no entry there. I had an experiment with it, and it seemed okay. Yeah. Yesterday was a nice one. And today was a non-entry because it broke to the upside, and the volume was too high. It was very high. And it didn't give a fake breakout short or anything. So, no trade today. Yesterday was nice. We got, one or two last week that were nice. I didn't look Monday, Friday, but... Well, actually, I didn't even trade Tuesday last week. I think it was Wednesday and Thursday that I traded. And I had it on Wednesday, yeah. But no, nothing today. On the London hour trade, that is a no entry. Roger that. Copy that. Snakiest. What's up? I was wondering if you made any changes to your system from crypto trading other than trading off higher time frames. No, I did not. I'm not day trading it because it's been so flat. You know, it was stuck in that 19 range for so long. I just stopped day trading. It wasn't exciting. Wasn't real moves going on. And then this drop got bought into. You know, that dropped to 15 or whatever. Certainly saw strength. And no, I haven't changed my swing trading method. No, I have not. And of course, I don't know if you have my course or what. I'm always talking about plan for the worst. This isn't some fantasy of buying crypto and oh yeah, it just goes up. I spent a lot of time talking about what to do if it goes down and have a plan for that, you know. So if you learn that stuff, yeah, no, nothing's changed. Let's see if this guy can go or not, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? That's a nice close on the previous. Let's not mess around. The euro dollar, I don't like that. That's very sloppy and who knows. Pound, not much selling up here into new high ground. As I was saying before, the way this could become more trustworthy of an up move is if you do see higher prices without this high volume coming in. And there it is. And we'll see up here really finding out up in new high ground. So there you go. And that's a situation where if... I don't want that line. Oh, it's over there. If we can get into new high ground and volume is going to be low like this, that means it's likely to continue. There could be a break test. There could be, of course, the 14 EMA. Both of them combined is nice. We've seen that combo entry. So it's all about seeing if volume is high or low up here to judge this thing. So far, it's looking low. How's our scalp? There we go. Let's go. Let's go. You're likely to get one quick candle in here. I'm just looking for that bar, whatever you call it. Give me that pop. I get lazy on my boxes, but targets really begin at the high, where you can separate close from the rest. So by this point, you should be saying, okay, the scalp has reached its high probability point and manage it from there. Let's see if we can get that. 30. Give me 30. Oh, yeah, it's different. Yeah. Snake is, yeah. The way I trade cryptos is completely different. It's higher time frame swing trading. Yeah. I don't really look at the 5-minute chart, maybe in passing just to see some detail, but I don't really need it, right? And that's the way I trade everything besides Forex. So anything I've been talking about outside of Forex, yeah, it's all that same accumulate, buy low, build positions and sell off into up moves, sell off on weakness, and these things can last months and a long time. And on crypto, I'm never fully out. I'm just buying. I have more on the way up than I do on the way down. But in other markets, there are times where I just completely get out. Yeah. So, but in oil, I'm just starting to build up a position again, low. So everything's swing trading. That takes very little time. Obviously, check in once, twice a day. Very welcome. I have recently purchased both the FOREX course and scalp course. Okay, but as a mainly crypto trader, I was very curious your crypto method differs from those two. Okay, yeah. Oh, cool. All right, so you got the course. Yeah, how's it going? Any questions, let me know. Oh, we don't like this. What's happening here? What is happening? I got my window open to close this trade. Is this news? Medium impact news. Okay. That's not what I want to see. There's a lot of volume. And when there's a lot of volume in a weird place like this, it's on some news, but price-wise, you got to look at the result to really define what it is. So I'm not going to freak out because we could pop up as a result. So, but I am going to move my stop to say if we get below this, just start moving down as a result, then I want to get out. And we're literally talking about like 5 pips here, 6 pips. Those are the kind of losses you're not even going to worry about later. Let's see. 6 pips, yeah. So my stop is at 18. What was it? 19. 19 is my stop loss. Only 6 pips on the stop. It's a scalp, and if it's not working out, I'll just get out. I can get out here. Do whatever I want. But yeah, the result of this is going to be, have some bearing on where we go. And so we're seeing the result now before I assume too much. Seeing the result. And generally it's a nice rule if you know how to read volume. When you're managing a trade and you get high volume, if you can, unless the price is flying around and going where you don't want it to go and you got to deal with it. But otherwise, if you're able to just wait and see the reaction, that's the best thing. The 2 candle pattern, high volume and the reaction. What is it? So if it closes up or down, right? 2 very different things. Sometimes best of all, yes, carbon. Make sure you do that. Relatively high volume on top made risky. Yes. I mean, this isolated bar, let's say we're using some software, wink, wink. High volume closing near the low is a weak bar. That means price moved up, but it was not able to keep those higher prices and came back down and settled here. So that's right. And there's a lot of activity. So there must be a lot of selling in this price area. So this isolated bar, yes, is saying weak. But you still have 2 competing forces where also price did move up on high volume. So the result, right, tells you kind of who won or where the imbalance lies going forward. Little trade management lesson. If you're going to scalp, keep your losses small or else you'll be a failed scalper. Guaranteed. If you see high volume, unless price is flying around and you don't like where it's going and it's an emergency, wait. See where it closes on the next bar. Send a PM on Discord. I don't know if I'm not getting the PMs or I'm just an idiot with Discord, but somebody's told me they sent a PM. I didn't see. I'll look again. Okay. So I'd appreciate it. Okay. Did not see it. Also, you could always email me, but I'll check the Discord after the session. Okay. Ooh, this scalp is, I don't know, there's gotta be a word for it. Fucking around, yeah. Oh, okay. Somebody was long $1. All right, guess you're looking better now. Result of high volume says, okay. Looks like I'm in the shit trade. Ooh, some weakness here. How untrustworthy. How weird, right? You see lack of volume, but then same price, slightly higher, and you get that activity. You were just there for 5 minutes. You couldn't. A little weird. Let's go. Literally, it was 2 pips from like where I want to put my break even in. 1 pip. I was going to do it at 30. But this is like the level that you got to start watching out for when you hit this box. But a lot of times, not every time, a lot of times these moves off of this pattern will try to break the high, and then you could see what goes on there. If it's successful or not. A lot of volume. Let's get a result. 1 minute says if we can get through here on low volume, we're looking nice. Let's see that. US dollar index dropping. Yes, yes. UJ Scott played out nice. Yeah, good one, Wixie. Fuck with the UJ. Go ahead. All right, let's get the pop. I'm moving my stop to break even. There it is. Hell am I doing out here? Stop at break even on the AU long scalp. Stop at break even. Cha-ching! You get a cash register sound in here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm opening up my window to close half of the trade. I'm just going to get my window open because a scalp is a scalp, and I treat my trade for what it is. I don't make it into something else. I'm not looking for 50 pips on the whole position. Maybe on half. Money, 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 money. Come on. Money. Very good, very good. I have not even closed any yet. There it is. Okay, I'm closing half. So I closed half the long trade. Closed half the scalp. Stop at break even. What was that entry? Roughly 25. And the stop loss was 10 pips. So there's 1-to-1. Now we're beyond 1-to-1. Money. You got to do really low and really high. Money, 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 money. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I trust this. I could close more. Who's going to stop me? Can't stop me. I'm going to close a little more of the trade. I didn't trust it to begin with. But the reason why I say this is how moves end and turn, right? Widespread. It's not really going any further, you notice. So I have 1/3 of my original position on now. I could even close that. Stop and break even. Sitting at the 1-to-1 reward. I do not trust this. It's the worst winning trade I've ever taken. It's total garbage. Look at the 1 minute. Everyone know why I took the trade, right? Any questions, let me know. If you have the scalp course, then you know. If you caught my explanation today, then there you go. I didn't go full risk. I did not go full risk because of the circumstances. But one thing I could say is, again, even though we've seen sellers, and I said don't trust it, and we saw some sharp reversals too, right? I know how sellers think and how they operate. And I know that, I remember I was pointing to here. So yeah, sellers are interested in the up move. It's not as great as it looks. But this information of lack of volume here, where they could continue to sell, and they didn't, along with some actual buying that showed up here, a little more aggressively than usual, says to the sellers, wait for that. If you're going to sell again, wait, because you're going to get a better price. So just to catch that, and then get the hell out of the way if it comes back down, you know? And this could confirm high volume weakness, and that would all make sense. And then maybe we're looking to short. So that stuff comes from lots of learning, lots of practice, but in the end, it's logical, and these things just, after a while, they just repeat, right? Can I take a look at the dollar CAD? Mr. Dean says, I'll take a guess without looking. It's trending down and hitting strength. Let's see. A little bit. Not much, actually. But I'm just kidding around. That's obviously the inverse of the euro dollar, because the US dollar is driving everything for the most part. It's having a big influence. So yeah, that weak dollar that everything moved up against should be reflected there, unless Canadian dollar is really weak, which typically not so extreme like that. This uptrend, I would really go with it's the same thing we're looking at in reverse, where the background wasn't great, but we saw some demand. This is U.S. dollar driven, so it's just upside down, right? There was some demand in the background on the dollar pairs. If you look at the 5 minute, you see it, which comes in as inverse we're talking about. So that would be weakness. There was some weakness. Yeah, some weakness, right? And to combine that with today's down move here and not very much demand coming in, I was guessing that actually this would be higher. So yeah, not very much demand coming in, right? So it is looking short term for now bearish. Yeah, it is looking bearish. But yeah, it's usually the inverse of the dollar pairs. When they're correlated, that's just usually the inverse, unless something's going on with Canada in particular. which usually doesn't happen unless it's like a news day for Canada kind of thing. Am I still in this? What am I doing? So as I said, it's very likely sellers are going to show up here. And you see the volume. You see the type of spread and close. VSA 101, right? It's not huge volume, though. Could be worse. So for now, I have a third on the position. A third of the position still on. Stop at break even. Yeah, exactly. If you have a fib in there, yeah, you're just not seeing the demand, especially if that's a fib area. Then that's even more confirmation that the demand isn't there because you're in a place where they would show up. So, yeah. I might lock in 5 pips. I mean, it's a scalp, right? Why not? Yeah. All right. But I locked in 5 pips, moved my stop up to 30. Why did I do that, logically? Because that's the difference between... I mean, you could say that weakness is getting confirmed and close it now. But that's the difference between a break test continuation pattern, which is seeming less and less likely, and then actually getting below here to 30. And then I would get out for the rest of the 5 pip profit on the scalp. That's it. So about 5 pips on 1/3 of it, and then 10 pips on 2/3, basically. Scalp is a scalp. That works. But you see, I'm allowing this to become a bearish pattern by having my stop here. This could act as support. So that's my logic on that. Today might be a little trickier than it looks, right? If you didn't know what you were doing. You buy here on a scalp, you hit your stop. Maybe you sold here, you hit your stop. Maybe you buy the breakout, and then it's going to hit your stop. Poor Mark. I mean, Eddie. All right. So, if you took the AU scalp, nice. Some people took some other things, and it looks like we all got a little something either way here. That is weakness confirming. By some miracle, it could bounce off that 32 level, but probably not. There's something to be said about the fact that it's widespread. Yeah, the volume is not that high compared to previous two. It's the same. But there's something to be said about this being a top because of how widespread that is and closing off the high. It just is like that. Before turning points, before things turn, right? You get that widespread and it comes down. Yeah. Go ahead. Take me out. There we go. I'm out of the trade. Yeah, I saw that coming. Tricky, if you don't know what you're doing today. But pretty easy if you do. Welcome to the stream. Thumbs up. Winning trade. We did it again. Hit the like button. Do I think he's in here? No, I banned him from the channel. He's banned from the channel. Okay. All done. That was the only high probability move that we've seen today. in my opinion. The initial breakout, right, that hit weakness, wasn't trustworthy. This was key to getting that long. But otherwise, now what? If this was the highest volume of the session, right, showing weakness, we'd certainly be considering a short. And we know for a fact that they're selling into that. Do we want to go short? Maybe. Look around, see how things are shaping up, right? Yeah, we could use more weakness. Maybe if we get one more push up, like a fake break, and we get more weakness, right? That would certainly help. That would make it like from an okay short to a very good short. And of course, we see that all the time. So we could get a fake break. And again, maybe even higher volume like we really want to see. That would be very high probability to short that. Especially, obviously, supply, and then lack of demand on a test. So that would just make the situation better to have a fake break. And some of this volume is just not high enough for me to consider shorting. You see that? Nothing special. Reflected in the dollar index, which doesn't guide me, but you see it inverse, right? That would be strength here. No, not really going on. So going against the up move is not high probability enough. Unless we get more supply. And then ideally, of course, lack of demand following that. So some selling into the up move. Again, it's not as healthy as it looks. Maybe it'll get to the point where we can get a reversal. But I'm not going to push my luck and buy again into weakness. No. Lurking with a fake account. Oh, that's possible. Right, that's possible. All right. Well, nice to have something in the bank. It's not huge, but it was a little scalp. I know what we're looking at here, right? We'll see if something develops. It's again a wait and see moment. I don't trust buying the next scalp. Especially the Australian dollar, but does this look bullish to you? Right? Nah. Last couple of days, I mean, we have a win today, win yesterday. Yesterday was bigger. But they have been tricky. They've been very much thread the needle, you know. Don't miss really your one kind of shot in the weeds of this mixed stuff. It hasn't been well, this is easy, this is obvious. This is textbook simple. Trade is a trade. You know, it was like, okay, we got weakness. Is it going to clean up? Untrustworthy up move, still proven to be untrustworthy. We knew it would probably try to pop up, but right there you go. I was worried about sellers here. It could come right back down. It could go either way. It's almost like 50-50 from here, right? I mean, we have higher highs, higher lows with some weakness. Not enough to go short, but enough where you wouldn't want to go long. That's the way I see it right now. But yeah, I think it's very much threading the needle that this was high probability, at least high enough to have something on it. And everything else is very sort of 50-50. EJ pulling back 14 EMA with low volume. So as I'm saying, I don't trust it. No. I don't like this at all. I don't like the fact that, just talking about scalp setups generally, that we have this. It's, if you notice, you have a bearish indication there. Well, if it pops back up, it's pretty much a break test. But if you're closing down here, right, to test the 14, it's a fake break pattern with, okay, some volume on an up move that generally I don't trust too much. I mean, are the yen pairs any better? No. Also, there's just very little room. Right, if you pop down and test this, I mean, maybe if it gets lower, but then you got a fake break pattern. I don't love it. With the scallops, I like to see scallops. With the scallops, I like to see, like, I'm talking about ideally, right? I already don't trust the up move. You actually do a leg up. It's not one candle, one bar, and then, right? You have momentum to that thing, Yeah, you know what I'm trying to do, whatever. So it's not really there. It's just that one bar kind of thing, too. Yeah, I'll pass. It's also got that widespread reversal kind of look to it. It's not that regular nice stuff. But yeah, I don't trust it. No, I do not trust the next long signal, scalp-wise, against the dollar or the yen. All right, we'll see what develops. Take a little 2-minute break, right? Not about to jump in anything. I wish I could play whatever I feel like playing musically, but, I can't. Is this over? I guess we're repeating that. We could skip the ad. That would be nice, there. Take a few minute break. Yeah, man. All right. So what's happening? We're back. Yeah, kind of mixed right here. New high ground. Let's see what happens. Technically, I don't really like it that much, but you see the no demand at the 14 EMA after weakness. There was initially buying here, though, and you could have had more selling for a better setup. So if the selling was higher and this demand wasn't here, or at least just the selling higher because it did go away, I might have taken a short here. Pretty likely, though, to do that now. I moved the wrong thing. What am I doing? Yeah, that's pretty likely. Do I trust the shorts? It's got like a decent probability, some of these, of moving down in the next 10, 15 minutes the most, and then who the heck knows after that. some of them. Pound dollar, euro dollar, looking weak. I wish we had more weakness before this lack of demand. This one's looking a little better. This one is not even there. New high ground just came in here. See the reaction. Not great. No, I'm going to pass on that short. I'm not taking that. Not taking that. Yeah, I really don't see anything right now worth risking anything on. Where are we in the bigger picture? Middle of the range. Or at least yesterday. Overall today, as far as a projection going into New York, not much. We're leaning bullish, but then we saw supply come in. Didn't make us too excited that it is really bullish here. So, I don't have a projection once again for New York. I usually do. Buy low, sell high on when high volume comes in. If it's at the right place and the right thing's going on. Yeah, kind of a scalping market. Yeah, you can't make any 100 pip projections or 1 hour chart moves and it aligns projections. Nah, I don't see any. Smart money consensus, pre-positioning, all that stuff, right? We could have moved up today and seen overwhelming supply, more convincing. Then we'd say, okay, we're looking at short. We could have seen lack of volume at higher prices, and we'd say, okay, we're staying bullish. But we just have this sort of medium, mushy stuff. That's the way I see it. Really, hopefully news will clean things up, right? That's what usually gets you out of this situation. You get high volume, you get a background, you get a consensus. You get all the eddies on the wrong side. Maybe I'll end the stream because I do think conditions are that bad where I wouldn't want to take a scalp in the next, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. Certainly not the next 30 minutes. I don't see any sort of entry. So yeah, I'll pop in the Discord if you guys want to see how things develop. I mean, the main thing to look for is, some clarity on, right, as I just explained. Yeah, it's an up move. Yeah, it has some weakness, so it's not a great up move. It's not enough weakness where we're saying, okay, we're looking at short, right? So best thing to see is high volume in some definitive way, whether it's, strength on a down move, weakness on an up move. And, of course, finding an imbalance, ideally for a trade. But if we can get some high volume, like I've been saying, that will really clean things up. And it might be waiting till news. But yeah, the Discord works. We could share charts and I'll let you know what I'm seeing. And for those that are new, if you're into it, if you feel like putting the time in, watch my YouTube videos. Most of what I do, I didn't invent. I'm not taking credit for. I just kind of put it together in the way that I do it. And it works. And we're doing it live. So you could check it out. And post whatever in the Discord if you want. Whoever has been PMing me in the Discord, I will be answering. Mr. Bill, very welcome. Philip, very welcome. Thanks for being here. So most likely, I'll be streaming tomorrow once again. Let's go for 3 winning days. If I don't take another trade today, that's fine. Whatever the chart says, that's what I'm going to do. Vibe, thank you. Thanks for attending. All right. Most likely, I am planning to stream tomorrow, and I'll see you in the Discord. Link in the description. Hit the like button. Yes. All right, guys.